Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. How are you? Happy new week. Make money in Africa, gang. I hope you all are doing well. I'm excited for our live today. I know it's impromptu, but here we are. Thank you guys so much for engaging with the videos the video we posted on Friday. And all the videos and subscribing and all that stuff. I think we are at 1,700 subscribers. So the journey to 2000 is clearly on the way. So wanted to hop on and answer some of the questions that we've been receiving and seeing in the comments. Thank you so much for commenting and all the things. So I read every comment, respond to all of them, but wanted to hop on so I can answer some questions. So welcome. Hi. How you doing? I hope you all are doing well. Let me know in the chat, where are you watching me from? Where are you watching me from? Let me know in the chat. So I'm going to start with questions. Please feel free to drop your questions as well. I'll be answering them as well. Okay, let's jump right into it. So number one, in no particular order, is around internet and Wi-Fi. So many of you ask me all the time about the internet. Sandra, how is the internet? What's the quality of the internet? I'll ask y'all because I do these lives all the time. What do you guys think? Can you see me okay? Can you sound? Can I sound? Can you see me okay? Can you hear me okay? How does it sound? I'm gonna do a quick text. I can't even speak. I'm gonna do a quick speed test now. Let's see. And tell y'all what the result of the test is. I'm just gonna go on Google and see what my speed test is. My speed. Internet speed is right now at the time that I'm recording this. Right now, it is a Monday at 5:54. Everybody is using the internet. My boys, they're watching YouTube. I'm on YouTube. Like we are. It's being used. So the speed test is telling me that is 30. Is this megabyte? Yes, 30 megabyte is our download speed. And hold on. So what is the rest? Okay, our download speed is 30 megabyte, and then 2 megabyte is the upload speed. Is that fast? Is that slow? Yo, Junior, come, Papa. Can you tell me about this internet speed? Is this good? Come and tell me. I'm asking a Gen. What are you, a Gen Y? Are you what's your generation?
Alpha.
You're alpha. Okay, I'm asking the alpha. So I'm running this test, and it said that 30 megabyte was the download speed, and 2 megabyte was the upload speed.
That's decent, but it should be higher.
It's decent, but it should be higher.
Yeah.
But that doesn't tell us what the speed for watching. Like, should it not tell us too?
Literally no buffers here, but it doesn't actually tell you.
Oh, so there's no way to know?
No, I've been just testing.
I'm testing.
Testing. I mean, like other than watching videos and testing, see how good it is.
Because I'm testing with speedtest.net, and now it's testing, I guess, just the speed.
You can also just search a speed test, and there's a test that shows how good it is.
Okay, because here it's just telling me the download and upload speed.
Exactly.
Okay, so anyway, y'all. All right, so that's the download, that's the upload speed. Would you say our internet, what would you rate compared to the US?
A 0.
Compared to the US, you're rating it a 0.
A 3.
No, it's okay. A 0 is okay.
It is a 3.
Okay, you're rating. So, guys, I'm talking to my 10-year-old, 11. I'm talking to my 11-year-old. He just had a birthday, and asking him to rate the Wi-Fi here compared to the US. And you're saying he first said a 0. Now he's saying it's a 3 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
So the US is a 10.
Yeah.
And here you think it's a 3.
Absolutely.
Okay. On good days, is it always?
Or the Wi-Fi we're using right now?
I'm talking about the Wi-Fi in Gambia that we're using.
0.
Oh, it's a 0.
0.0.
0.0.
Yeah, negative 0. Yeah.
Oh, come on. We are able to use the Wi-Fi. How can it be negative 0?
0. But 0.
A 0.
Since we are able to use the Wi-Fi, 0.1 then.
0.1.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay. So you don't advise you don't think it's good?
Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit, but we're able to watch YouTube and shows.
That's because we have Reaper.
I see what you're saying. Okay. I get what you're saying. Okay. All right. Well, thank you. The people are happy to hear your feedback. So I'm able to work, according to me, according to me, I'm able to work, I'm able to run my business, I'm able to go live most days and most times. So my son thinks it's horrible, especially for gaming. So just FYI, and you want more than just one Wi-Fi company. You want to have at least two, if not three. Why? Because just in case one goes down, because it happens, you want to have a backup. They all have issues. So a lot of the time, you guys will be asking me which one is the best. When you find out, let me know. They all have the issues, they all have the challenges. And so there's not a best that's not going to bring you problems. They're all going to bring you some challenges. And so it's just a matter of having more than one. In terms of cost for internet, we are paying $2,500 per month for our Wi-Fi. That is, let me check. To USD, that's about $34. $34 a month is what we are paying. It's supposed to be unlimited. If you're just joining, hi, welcome to the live. This is a Q&A, and I'm responding your questions. A lot of the questions that we're getting back to back are the same questions we're getting on the videos. I'm responding to those questions today. We started talking about Wi-Fi. Let me know where you're watching me from. Drop it in the chat. Give me some hearts. Give me some thumbs up, guys. This really, really, really helps. It helps a whole lot in terms of helping, letting other people know that we are on here, which helps me be able to do more videos like this. So thumbs up, hearts, all the things. I appreciate it. So that's the thing for Wi-Fi. If you have any other questions regarding Wi-Fi, please drop it in the chat for me. And like I said, I'll be answering. Thank you. I see the hearts. I appreciate them. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Let me see. Questions. Number 2, hot topic, electricity and cash power. So this is one of the most debated comments under my videos. What I said we spend on cash power. And so folks be mad or not mad, but folks have questions about that and want to know, do we still spend as much? Has that changed? And all the things, especially since we moved, have we seen a difference? So let me give you some perspective in terms of when we talk about electricity on the continent. So electricity on the continent is different than what we had in the US when we're in Texas. When we're in Texas, we did not know what we were spending until the end of the month. Right? At the end of the month, you get this bill. Sometimes it's $200, sometimes it's $250, sometimes it's $500, depending on what's happening. If it's too hot, if it's too cold. And the AC system, which is one of the biggest killer of at least our internet, our electricity usage is central. So in the US, it's one unit, and you either have it on or you have it off. In our house in the US, we had two. So we had the upstairs AC and downstairs, but a lot of houses, you just have one unit, and it just tries its best to work throughout the whole house. So even in the kitchen, you have AC everywhere, which drives the cost. It is different on the continent. On the continent, each room has the AC if you want to. Some houses have 0 AC units. Some houses have it. You install your AC where you want it, basically, and you turn it on and off based on usage and where you are, which I like. Because if we had just a central unit for this whole house, honey, oh no, it wouldn't work, right? So you get to control when to turn on your AC, when you turn it off, all that kind of stuff. So that's good. So a lot of people are like, oh, maybe you are running the AC all day long. We do not. So in this new house, we barely turn it on. Okay. So this is with minimal use. I would say, to be specific, maybe 2 hours a week. Otherwise, we're using the fans. So very limited AC usage. Okay. Yes, obviously we have the fridge, we have a deep freezer, we iron clothes, just the normal appliances, and being in a house with 3 kids and staff and all the things, just normal, in my opinion, normal usage. And so what we are looking at now is about, I'll say $4,000 a week, which is, let me tell you what that is specifically, 4 to 5,000 a week. So about $54 to $60 a week on electricity, which I think makes it, hold on, I want to be specific, y'all. Let me pull up my calculator. So that is 60 times 4, about 200, 240, 250. So anywhere from 250 to $300 a month, give and take. Okay, depending on how hot. It's been very hot, so I've been turning on the AC a little bit more in my room. Okay, so 250 to $300 a month is where we are at now currently. So just to give you an idea, so you have, so you know. Now you have more control here on the continent, I would say, because you get to choose to turn on the AC or not, to have a fan or not. You don't get surprised by this huge bill at the end of the month. So once and you can put as much or as little as you want. So you can put $1,000. See if when it finishes, you put another 1,000. You can put 200. Like it's up to you how you use it. So technically, you could say to yourself, "Thank you for the hearts, y'all." Technically, you could say to yourself, I'm not using, forget it. I don't got no money. I'm not using electricity this week. You could do that and just not re up your cash power. Okay. And not just re up your cash power. How do you pay for cash power? Things are better now. When I first got to the Gambia, the only way for you to pay for your cash power, you had to actually go to they had like kiosk or agents that would sell cash power. You had to actually go there. That was so annoying, guys, because A, you don't know when your cash power is going to be done. So if God forbid you run out of cash power at midnight, baby, the folks are not there. So you're going to wait till the next day, right? So, but now with Wave is an app that you download on your phone. You can pay through your phone, through your app, as long as the app is working. I've had 2 instances where the app had issues, and so it became a little bit more complicated. But you can pay through your phone, through an app, and re-up whenever you run out of cash power. You don't know, like, unless you look at a meter, you have a meter in your house, and you look at the meter and you see, oh, I'm done, or it's getting close to be done. Like, it tells you where you are, and you can just pay. It gives you a number, and you enter your code, and it re-up that way. I wish they had alerts on your phone through the app. Maybe somebody should come up with that, where it tells you, hey, you're getting low, or you can automatically re-up. That would be just dope. But that's not the setup right now. So that's the electricity. Guys, if you have any questions specific about any of these topics as I'm running through them, please ask them in the chat, or anything else that maybe I'm not covering, please drop it in the chat. And thank you for the hearts, y'all. I appreciate it. A lot of people have mentioned that we could just get solar. Absolutely, a lot, not a lot, but some people have solar, and it really helps in terms of not needing to then pay for cash power. And also, it's great because you don't have to deal with power outage. Right now, there's been a lot of power outage. We've been blessed that we haven't been affected. Knock on wood. They send a letter or emails saying that, hey, for a week there's going to be a huge power outage. So there are people that literally have had like 8 hours, 9 hours power outages and stuff like that. So that also happens. And so you want plan B, right? You want to have your generator or your inverter or your solar panel if you can, so that you are fine in case of power outages. We are better than Nigeria, child. Nobody should talk about Gambia. Listen, there's no power, there's no electricity in Nigeria. At least the times I've been there. There hasn't been electricity for days at a time. Okay, so question number 3 is grocery and where to shop. So a lot of people ask about just grocery, how much we spend. I did a video where I talked about us spending about $900 a month on groceries, and that had a lot of comments. A lot of people had really good suggestions, some that I've actually implemented, like saying you should buy in bulk. So started doing that, like instead of just buying the rice for what we need. Uh-oh, I'm getting a call. Somebody is calling us, y'all. By the way, so let's call them back. I'm telling my team member in case they're watching. Okay. So I started buying things in bulk. And I've seen a difference. It's too early for me to report back, but I will. But buying the bag of rice, the bag of onion, the bag of tomato, but most importantly, where I've seen the biggest saving is buying in season. So it was tomato season. I think we're wrapping up tomato season. And so it was so much cheaper for me to just buy all the tomatoes we're going to need for the next 6 months, right? Mango season is coming. So just buying a bucket of mango and freezing them makes the most sense. So buying in season or when okra season comes, I believe is probably where we'll see the most win in terms of making that money stretch and being able to win when it comes to grocery. I believe that groceries in the Gambia are expensive. I've said before that I spend as much here than I spend in the US, if not even a little bit more, and definitely more than I would be spending if I was in other African countries. So when it comes to food and what you're going to spend on food, it is expensive. I know some people have told me, oh, Sandra, like, it's your house. Sure. Okay. But it is expensive and it's getting more and more expensive. Everything from the cost of eggs. When we first moved, I think eggs were like $10. See, now it's 15 in 5 years. Like what? So I don't know any Gambian that you will talk to that will tell you that the cost of food has not drastically increased. Like it's getting more and more expensive. So there's that when it comes to food. Where do we shop? Mostly in the market, like local market, is where I would say 85 to 90% of our food comes from. Because I prefer local. Give me something in a give me something in a bottle, in a water bottle. So that's the thing, right? If it's in the water bottle, it means that it's not fancy, like the honey. I want my honey in a water bottle because to me, it means that it doesn't have all the packaging and the labeling. Y'all haven't messed up my honey by putting it through all the process and things. So I prefer to shop local. That's me. Come on, that's why I moved. Give me the local stuff. So 90% of the things that we can buy locally, we buy locally. Obviously, the rice, the rice is imported, and a lot of things like the spaghetti, the rice, canned goods, those we'll buy at the supermarket. But everything else, fresh stuff, take me to the market. All right, guys, if you're just joining, welcome, welcome, welcome. Tell me, where are you watching me from? Drop it in the chat. Where are you watching me from? Drop it in the chat. Oyen said that things are expensive everywhere at this point, and that's the truth, right? That is true. That is true. Very, very true. All right, let's see. So that's groceries. Residency. Folks have asked about, like, do you need a visa to come to the Gambia and all that kind of stuff? Yes, you need a visa. Well, I guess it depends on where you're coming from. As a US citizen, yes, you need a visa. And you can get your visa on arrival, which I love. So you can get your visa on arrival when you get here. The process is super straightforward, and they will give you a 5-year visa with multiple entry. If you're going to stay longer than 90 days, I believe you can apply for your permanent residence card. Again, that's a very straightforward process. You can go apply. You will get a receipt document while waiting for your actual card. And that receipt document you can use if you get pulled over, if you need to travel out of the country and all that kind of stuff. But it is pretty straightforward. Now, pretty straightforward in African terms, meaning because it's not like you can do it online or anything like that. You have to go, you got to spend your day there. Like it might take you the whole day, but it's compared to other countries, I call that pretty straightforward. And I don't remember what the cost is. It's something like 7,000-8,000. Don't quote me. But I believe it's less than $10,000, which is, let me pull that up for y'all. $10,000 is $136, and it is valid for a year. So you got to renew your permanent residence card every year at the beginning of the year. Okay. All right. Very good. Let's see. Container process. I got some questions around like whether or not we shipped the container, what was the cost, what was the timeline, was it worth shipping or not? So let's take one at a time. Cost. I'm gonna need to sit down and I don't remember, y'all. I'm gonna need to sit down and really do a proper video around shipping. We shipped out of Texas, out of the Houston port, and for us, because we lived in Dallas, there was an initial cost to even just get the stuff to go from Dallas to the Houston port. And then we hit a snag with our process because our stuff, our container was randomly selected for an inspection, and that lasted like about 2 weeks, and you get charged per day that it sits at the port. Listen, okay, we had to pay for that, so that threw the numbers off. And then obviously shipping the container to here, I can't quite remember. We'll get the numbers. I'll ask my husband if he remembers, but it was thousands of dollars. And then when it gets here, you then have to get it clear and pay taxes or pay port fees to get it clear. So it is not cheap. Let nobody lie to you. It is not cheap to ship a container. Sometimes, and you don't always have to ship a whole container. You can ship a barrel. You can get with somebody else and pay for half a container. It depends on what you're shipping. We were shipping cars, and so at that point, it's going to probably end up being a container. So that's that in terms of that. Do I think it's worth it? Yes. If you're shipping cars and things like that, then yes, it's definitely worth it. And I really believe you should ship your furniture, because the cost of furniture here is ridiculous. We're just looking at just like the cost of a bed. You're looking at like $1,200, $1,400 for a bed that you could get on Wayfair for $250. I think furniture cost in the Gambia and Africa is ridiculous. But I get why, right? Because they have to buy it, they have to ship it, they have to clear it, and then they have to make a profit. So you're paying for all those steps. So if you already have the things in your house, your curtains, your rugs, your all the things, just bring them. Bring them with you. Bring your stuff with you. If you plan on staying. Now, if you're here to test the water, you're not sure, that's a different conversation. And that's a different conversation altogether. If this is helping, please give me some hearts, some thumbs up, all that stuff, y'all. Let me know if this is helping and giving you value. Some hearts, thumbs up will be widely appreciated, and it goes a long way. So what surprised me is how long it ended up taking. Initially, they told us it takes about 6 weeks to get your stuff. And I think we didn't get our stuff until the summer. It ended up taking like 4 months to get here for us to get our stuff. And so that was longer than I expected to be without my stuff. So that surprised me, and that was very uncomfortable. Like if you're used to having your things, your towel, your kids' pictures, like if you're used to having your things, your favorite mug, your favorite spoon, your favorite teas, like just the little things that you don't even think about that you're gonna need, then spending that much time without it can be really challenging. I think though what was great for me was when it helped me realize you don't need those things. Like you think you need them, but going 3-4 months without them, I was like, oh, I can live without the stuff. I learned that because I think in the US we are very stuff driven. You want something, boom, Amazon, it's at your house. Instacart is there the next minute, right? Like it's very much whatever you can have whatever you want, right? Like whatever you want, you can have at any time, any moment, and not having not just what I thought I wanted, but what I felt like I needed for that long really helped me looking at things and my relationship with stuff differently. So I guess it was a blessing in disguise. But it surprised me how long it took for our stuff to get here. Let's see. Okay. So somebody asked us or me a few times around why Gambia and not Cameroon, because we are originally from Cameroon. Let me say this, right? Why not Gambia? I believe that as an African, anywhere on the continent is home, number one. But obviously, if we could go home, like home to Cameroon and where I have family and all that, we would. But the current safety situation in Cameroon is not is not, it's questionable. And I really wanted a place where I feel safe, a place where my kids can run around, where I don't have to stress and worry about their safety 24/7. So that's why we decided to come to Gambia versus going to Cameroon. That's it. That's the reason. Let's see what else. And I would then say, because we are not the only people in that situation, right? Where for whatever reason, maybe sometimes it's just family dynamic, where returning home to your home country might be not possible, might make you rethink you moving. You might feel like, oh, if I've not built a house, I can't come back. Like all these different expectations, don't feel like you are stranded to only your home country. You are not. You are not. You can thrive, you can succeed, you can do all the things, if you are in a place that's welcoming, in a place that eventually feels like home. And that's the thing that I'm forever grateful for when it comes to Gambia, how welcoming they are to foreigners, to just people from all over. And that's unique. You don't find that everywhere. There are places you travel to, and yes, they're welcoming, but you always still feel like you are not one of us. And I have not felt that here, which is great. Okay, let's see. I think these were all the questions you all had. Oh, wait, no. Okay, wait, there's one more. Please be dropping your questions. Drop your questions in the chat, and I'll be happy to answer them. Let's see. So one comment that I got, that I thought about a lot, was somebody said that they've watched a few videos of people that relocated. I don't know if they were specifically talking about relocated people that relocated to the Gambia or just relocated in general. And their take was that people are only giving the good side, right, of their relocation journey. And she feels, or she would like to hear the things that are not so great, the things that people should race for. And I thought that was interesting. I Not that there are not great things, not there are great things, but not that there are not challenging things. But there are challenging things everywhere and in anything, and there are frustrations. So catch me on a good day when there's not being electricity, or when you go out and shoot a video, and then the person calls you and say, "My husband doesn't want me on YouTube." Never mind, and you can't show the video, right? Or when it doesn't make sense for a business owner, you want to interview them, they're in business, but they don't want to be on YouTube. Like things that you wouldn't necessarily see in the US, because the US be like, bring your camera, honey, you're going to give me free marketing? Free, what we doing, right? Things like that you're like, wait, what? That doesn't make, what wouldn't you want that? Or what are the other things? Or the health related, that you're like, bro, I would love to be able to get my hormones checked, but you have to travel because some of the tests are not here, are not available. So there are frustrations, there are limitations on not being able to get what you need. Like I need a specific thing for my kid, and I have to order it. It might take a month or two for a specific eye drop to get here, or a specific medication to get here. Or not trusting the quality of things. Like you want to buy a charger for your laptop, but you know that this brand right here is gonna mess up your real life. And so there are challenges, and the list goes on and on and on. Like I said, catch me on a good day, I can list, or finding really good talent, or finding people that have that hunger that you find sometime in the West, where people will work double, triple. People would like, finding that kind of like, what I now not what I now my son is like, you mean like capitalism? You miss capitalism, like, right? Because that's the thing too, being worked like a machine. And so being in a place where folks are like, you're not going to work, you're not about to work like a machine. I have a naming ceremony tomorrow, so I can't be here. So I won't be here. Or I'm fasting, so I got to leave at 2 p.m. So there are things that it is interesting to say, to complain about a system and be given another system and complaining about that system because you missed the old system. I get that, because it's a tension, it's a middle ground that we've lived in, or we literally live in every single day. Hi guys, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Please give this thumbs up, hearts, drop your questions. We're doing a Q&A. So in terms of the frustrations and it's all there, right? There's also frustration for a lot of people who come in and realize I can't find a job. Like I have to create a job, or I won't get paid what I was getting paid, or the minimum wage. Is there a minimum wage, right? Like, how does one live on $100 a month? All of those frustrations, or discovering mold, but there's nobody you can call to complain and say like the law says. There's so many things I could go on and on and on about. So the question around like, okay, it feels like a romantic view telling people just pack up and go. First of all, I never say pack up and go. Listen, okay? Where you going? Where you going? Like, where you going? You're just packing up and going. So I never say that. And I understand what she meant. And yes, there are frustrations, right? I get it. I get it. I live it. I don't, it's not just that I get it. I live it on a daily basis. So I understand it. However, comma, the question that I and the conversation I would love for us to have is, with that being said, why are you moving? It's a very similar conversation I have with people who work in corporate America and are wanting to start a business, and they start listing the things that scare them about starting a business, which is no job security. I have to listen, I'm not getting that paycheck every 2 weeks. What if I fail? I don't have a backup plan. It's going to cost me money, all the things. And the question then is, so why are you considering entrepreneurship? Because you're right, the failure rate for entrepreneurship is 90%. And if you look at the number of people that relocate and move back, I think I heard it's like 75% by year 3 return back. The numbers are not in your favor. That's the reality. For whatever the reason is that people come and don't succeed in staying, the numbers are not in your favor. Yet you're watching this live. You've subscribed to this channel, multiple other channels, and you're dreaming about being able to relocate. So my question always when I'm having consultations, whether that's for business, whether that's relocating from one job to the next, no matter what it is why? Why are you considering relocating or moving back? And depending on your reason, the trade-off is the word you use, changes. So if you're relocating because you just, you've worked hard your whole life and you want to rest and you're looking for a restful place, vacation. Listen, honey, we don't got to come all the way to Gambia for that. You can get you a vacation home in New Jersey. You can get you a vacation home in Kansas City. You can get you a vacation home in Panama, Jamaica, in Bali. There are places where, and then you don't have to worry about a lot of the things that I listed: power outage, spending time trying to wait for your medication, all the things. So understanding the why is really critical. Some people, though, are relocating because they are looking for peace. They are looking, and deeper than that, they are wanting to reconnect with their roots, either for themselves or their children. For some people, it's even deeper than that and more urgent. They are wanting for their children to be able to walk freely in the world and not walk around with their race as the forefront of their mind. Somebody shared with me in one of the comment was, she said, how can you say that you lived in America, or that before moving to America you didn't, or that you lived in America all this time and you didn't realize you were Black? And what I was trying to say in that video was, when I moved to America, number one, when I grew up in Cameroon, nobody ever asked me what my race was. I mean, I knew I was Black, duh, but That was not the question people ask. It is not part of the conversation. Your race is not part of this daily conversation you have growing up on the continent. You don't walk around saying, as a black person, it is not the thing. There's tribal things, right? You can walk around saying, you talk about your tribe, talking about what family you're from. There's all that. There's colorism. There's like dark skin versus light skin. There's that. But the race thing is not weaponized. People don't mistreat you because you are black, because then everybody will be mistreated. Not in Cameroon, not here in Gambia. I know some places it might be, but not in Cameroon where I grew up. And so what I was saying to her was, when I came to America, I was clear that I was African. I was an African woman living in America. And the thing was, I thought, because I'm African, a lot of the challenges and things I'm hearing about the plight of Black Americans is a challenge that my brothers and sisters that are Black American are facing. But I'm African. That was my thought. And the reason I decided to move was that I realized that, yes, ma'am, in your mind, you're African because you are. Hello. But in the mind of the police, you are not. You are a Black person, and every single prejudice that Black people are facing, you are facing. And you might be like, Sandra, that is crazy that you spent all these years and you realized it that late. I did. So I'm saying all that to say that for some people, relocation for them, it's about safety. Okay, maybe not their own safety, but for some of them it's the safety of their children. I was not so worried about me. I was worried about my 3 Black boys. And so if you are moving, I'm landing the plane, I'm going somewhere. If you're moving because you are concerned about the safety of your children, whether that's the physical, actual safety if they get pulled over, or their emotional safety and their identity, them being able to walk around in the world where race is not the first thought in their mind, where they don't go into classroom and say to themselves, I need to code switch, where they're not hanging out with their friends and they're like, well, nothing better go missing, where they're not always thinking through the lens of race. And that's the reality for so many people that are living abroad, specifically in America. So if you are moving for that reason, then power outage, not getting your Amazon package, whatever frustrations that I've listed earlier, when you put that in the balance, and only you can put it in the balance, you then get to decide, is this a trade-off I'm willing to make? And only you can know that. It depends on so many things. If my kids were younger and they were 1-year-old, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, maybe the urgency would not be as high. You get to determine what is a trade-off, because you are trading off something no matter where you are. You are trading off something in the US. And we just talked about the things you are trading off. For some people, it's their safety. Not some people, for a lot of people, it's their safety. So it's not a matter of like trade-off, like just for trade-off. It's a matter of like, what are you trading to get what? And so it is. So it is going to be difficult for me to have videos talking about the negative side, because for me, it's compared to what? Because if you're going to talk about the negative sides of here, we got to talk about the negative sides of where I was coming from, so we can compare it and we can contrast and we can really look at it for what it is. So wanted to share that. I hope that's helpful. That was a whole rant, TED Talk. I hope it made sense. If this is helping y'all, please give me hearts, thumbs up, and I'll go ahead and answer questions. Drop them in the chat for me. Drop your questions in the chat. Peace and light. Teba Unfiltered. Welcome to the live. Welcome everybody that's on here. If you drop a yes or one or something, I can shout you out as well. Welcome. Drop it in the chat. Some of you have asked about my mom. Don't worry, y'all. We're cooking a whole series with her. Like, she's coming. And we'll be able to talk about, can you really retire in Gambia on a retirement, is it salary? revenue, income. So she'll be able to break it down for y'all. Any other questions? Okay. I don't see any questions, y'all. I'll give it 2 more minutes because I know sometimes there's a delay. Um, okay, you ask, I don't want to kill your name, Taliban. Okay, you ask what is the process of getting a visa in the Gambia? It is super easy. They give visa on arrival. And so you can just fly from wherever you're flying from. Make sure you Google, but I think most people can get visa on arrival. And so the process is you land and you go in, they're going to ask you for your visa. You say, I'm getting it on arrival. You pay your fee. I don't think it's more than $150, $200. You will need to Google and make sure because prices and things change. But yeah, and they will give you 5 years. Get a 5-year visa, multiple entry. But that doesn't mean you can stay in the country for 5 years. It simply means that I think you can only stay for 90 days. Again, you will want to double check that. The Google search will answer that. But yes, they give you 5 years and you can come back for 5 years in and out, in and out. But I think you can only stay for 90 days at the time, unless you get a permanent resident card, which you can. And that will let you be here for a year and you can renew it every year after that. That's a good question. What other questions can I answer for y'all? Okay. Let's see what other questions. If you're just joining us, we are at the Q&A part of our call. I'm answering questions live. So just drop your questions in the chat, y'all. So we have a retreat coming up, y'all, called Homecoming. We'll put the details. Let me put the link here so y'all have it. It's a women's retreat happening here in the Gambia, November 10th to the 17th. We'll put the link to apply for it in the link here as well. Okay, let's see. There's a question. Uh, to teach or encourage the youth to be more entrepreneur, which hopefully will change their mindset for the better. Amen to that. Rory said that he or she, I'm not sure, would like to, when they return back, to teach or encourage the youth to be more entrepreneurial, which hopefully will change their mindset. I agree. Absolutely. The youth is the future. If you can invest in the youth, please do. It's incredible. Actually, my our leadership school called the Outlast School. The Outlast School. We're actually taking applications right now. It's a school. It's online. It's an online program, leadership online program for girls on the continent from the age of 15 to 18, and the goal is to teach them leadership skills and entrepreneurial skills. And it's been incredible so far. We launched in January, and we have three of our girls are actually from the Gambia, and the rest are from Nigeria. So it's been really incredible to have them do that. So definitely, we need more of that. We need more programs like that. I would love to open an actual brick and mortar school. It's on my vision board here in the Gambia coming up soon. But yes, the education is so key, so important. Listen, if you can invest in the youth, that's how you change a country, right? That's how you change the world. Is by we're already old, y'all. To change the mindset, I do that all day long, every day, trying, working on changing the mindset of grown adults. It is much more challenging. It is so much easier to focus on the youth and have them when they're young and they're not set in their ways. So I encourage you to do that. Absolutely, Rory. Especially if you have that experience, you have a heart for it. You should completely do that. Telba said, yes, you should. So we encourage you. Gambia needs it. Africa needs it. Entrepreneurship is the future. Learning ownership is the future. That's one of my issues with the curriculum on the continent is that it doesn't, in my opinion, does not prepare the youth enough for the world. Okay, I don't understand I mean, I get why, because the way that that curriculum was built, it was to teach people how to work in factories. That was what that curriculum was for, not necessarily how to be leaders, how to be entrepreneur. It wasn't. So they're not learning it in school. Let me say that. Your children are not learning, especially not on the continent, they're not learning it in school at all. At all. They're not learning it. So definitely that's needed. So yes, yes, yes. Drop your questions, guys. If this is helpful, please give this thumbs up, hearts. It goes a long way in letting YouTube know that this is a valuable channel, that people need to see this information, they need to hear about this stuff. So thank you so much. I appreciate the hearts. Keep them coming, keep them going. It goes a long way. Thank you guys so much. I'm waiting for y'all questions. I got 5 more minutes. What other questions, y'all? Nothing is too small. Nothing is too small. What other questions? What is the typical price for buying a condo in the Gambia? It depends on location, but I'll say anywhere from like 70K and up, depending on the number of bedroom too. We've seen as low as 70,000 for one bedroom. We've seen as high as 250. So that's the range we've seen so far. And these are usually, you can see the water from where you are. My husband just posted, we're going to post it soon. and I don't know if they still have some spot. When we showed it, the Tenji Cliff is what it's called. The name of his channel is Build Africa Now, and I think it's either the latest video he posted or two videos ago. Build Africa Now is the name of the channel. The condos there were starting at about 75,000 for one bedroom, and they're on the water. They're literally like you go down the steps and you're on the water. It's in Tangi, so it's a little bit out of town. What they call out of town, really, because from Senegambia, which is I guess our downtown, you are 30 minutes away. So I don't know how out of town it is. A lot of people are buying in Tangi, even farther than that, in Sanyang now because town, quote unquote, town is getting busy. But I think that's probably why you see that rate. But yeah, 70,000 is as low as I've seen, and it goes up from there. Isn't it? I like it. It's really nice. I like it. It's probably one of my favorite right now. It's small. It's I feel like it's intimate. I like the design, and I like that it's literally on the water. Like you can walk down and you are there. I liked it. I really liked it. The video will go up on my channel maybe in 2 weeks or something. But yeah, otherwise you can go to Build Africa now and see it. But when we spoke to them, I don't think they had more than 5 units available. I don't think so. I think they had less than five, and I don't know if they still have one bedroom. So definitely, if you're interested in that, reach out and let them know we sent you, so they can give you a good deal. You are very welcome. So yeah, that project is going. There are a few more. There are some really cool projects. Swami India is, I think that they have another project that showed us coming out in Senegambia, which from a real estate investment, Senegambia is amazing because that's the tourist spot, right? And so they have something coming. I don't know that the rates will be as low as 70K though, but they have something coming very soon that they're building. And what's cool when you get in when people are still building or like when the project starts is that you have the years, right? Because it's not going to be, it depends on how quickly you want to move into it. But if you're not in a rush, then it gives you 2 3 years. It can give you longer payment plans because I know you're not going to move in tomorrow because they're still building, which is good. Good questions. What other questions do y'all have? Yeah, when we spoke to Swami India, and you will need to confirm those numbers, but what he was telling us was that for most people that have bought from them, they've made their money back in like 3 4 years just with Airbnb because they get a lot of people that are not necessarily thinking about relocating and are looking for investment. So there's he was saying like most of their client customers will make the money back on Airbnb within 4 years. So if they spend $80,000 to get the condo, they make the 80,000 in the 4 years in Airbnb, and then you basically own it outright. And everything else is just residual. You have a place to stay when you come for vacation, and then you have a place to retire. Listen, retiring on the beach is not it's not the worst thing that can happen. I can tell you that. So which is good, which is really really good, and it's still a very new industry here in the Gambia because he said that when they were starting this whole thing of doing condos and building those out, a lot of people were telling them that from a cultural perspective, people won't buy to stay because a lot of Gambians live in a family. They live in compounds, multiple generations living together. And so it was saying they were getting pushback that like the market is not ready. But that hasn't been the case. A lot of people, even if they don't live there, have used it for investment properties. And it seems like, according to him, people are getting a return on their investment because this is such a tourist driven place and people come for vacation. We have good weather 9 months out of the year. It's really a great location. The people are nice. So okay, 2 more minutes. I have time for 2 more questions. That's a good question. I don't know. Rory asked, "Do you think that the Gambia has gotten expensive because more diasporans have relocated to the Gambia?" That is a very good question. I would love to know my husband take. He's all into like geopolitics and all that, and much smarter on those topics than I am. Um, I would love to get his take on that. Whether he thinks it's foreigners relocating that are making the Gambia more expensive, or is it just in general things are getting more expensive across the world? Is it that we have other people, not necessarily people from the diaspora that are coming and investing. So, like for the fish, for example, you have a lot of people that are here and are exporting fish, which then now means that the locals, like it's driving the cost of goods to be higher because there's more demand. And so, is that perhaps why then things have gone up? Is it the wars, that are then affecting shipping costs all around? Like, what is it? I don't know. I don't know that it can be. I don't know. I think that's a very good question, and I would love to have his take on it. It's a good question. Let me ask him. Hold on, y'all, because he might have the answer. Hold on. Let me call him. That's a great question. While I wait for him to come, if you have more questions, drop them in the chat, y'all. Oh, from Germany. Hi. Where in Germany? Okay, hopefully he calls me back. Hamburg. Hamburg, Germany. Okay. All right. We are looking at Germany for my son's college. So Germany now has a very special place in my heart. Uh, Modu Lamin said, I think the Gambia still remains the least expensive place to live in Africa. That's a conversation. I wanted my husband and I to do a video about that where we compare different places, and he was like, "You can't." He wasn't it, but that's my. You know, hmm, that's my take. I think so as well. Do I have data to back it up? No. Let's ask ChatGPT. Hold on, because I don't have data. Let me ask. Let's find out. What are the most affordable countries? Let's see. Car to relocate to. Is Gambia one of them? Let's find out. We might be surprised, y'all. Oh, in West Africa specifically? Okay, 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 okay. Okay, we are asking for West Africa. Hold on. Okay, that's a good question. And for me, while we wait for ChatGPT to talk about it, I think money is one thing, like affordability is one thing, but it's also the other things. Because you can be somewhere where it's affordable, but you're not safe. So there are other things too, for me personally, that I value in addition to something being affordable. But let's see. Oh, okay. Because I saw. Okay, wait. Because I okay. Because I saw Ghana on this list. I think it was just ranking things. I was like, so I was about to throw my phone. It says real ranking based on cost versus livability. Cheapest is Guinea. So if you're from these places, let me know. Oh, for sure. I don't even need ChatGPT to tell me that. It's Suleiman said that Gambia is less expensive than Ghana. For sure, we don't even need Google. I know that for sure, for sure. So it's saying cheapest overall is Guinea, number two Sierra Leone. Best balance of cost plus lifestyle is the Gambia. Then Senegal outside of Dakar. Most structured is but pricier is Ghana. So it says that like we don't want to look at necessarily what is cheapest, but what life do I want? We say that all the time when we have consultations. What life do I want, and what am I willing to adjust? It says that you can live in Guinea for very cheap and be frustrated daily, or you can live in Gambia slightly higher cost and feel at peace. So straight answer, yes, the Gambia is absolutely one of the more affordable countries in West Africa, but it's not the cheapest. And it sits at a sweet spot, affordable, English speaking, small but manageable, easy entry point for relocation. That's what ChatGPT said. That was a good question. Okay. All right. Well, huh. Good to know. Never asked. No, Ghana is up there. Ghana, Accra. Let me talk about Accra. I've not been everywhere in Ghana, but Accra is not your mate. Beautiful place though. Love it. Beautiful, all the things, but it's quite up there. It really is. Yeah, I agree with you, Moody. What other questions? I mean, 70K on the beach for a condo. I don't know a lot of places in town. Like you're not in a village somewhere 5 hours from town. Like you're at 20, 30 minutes from downtown. I don't know a lot of places where you can still get that. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe I'm just misinformed, but I don't know a lot of places where you can get that still in West Africa. I think in the moment, everywhere in the world is expensive. Somebody said that earlier. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And we are so interconnected now that what's happening in Ukraine affects what's happening in Africa. Like we are so interconnected now. So there's that. Yes, even Europe. Okay, that even Europe is very expensive. Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. I was talking to somebody from Finland the other day, and she was saying the same thing. That I was like, I thought y'all were one of the happiest countries in the world. She's like, child, the amount of taxes that's being cut from somebody's paycheck. So, what other questions, yo? Any other questions before we wrap this up? Okay, I wanted to ask my husband the question about the diaspora. Yes. Y'all take note. He gave you all the game. Okay. Sanyang, Bonjour, Tanji. Oh, you're here. Oh, good. Okay. So one of the supporters was asking if we think that the diaspora moving to the Gambia, is that the reason why cost of living is going up in the Gambia? I said, you know more than I do
I
on
don't
this.
think so. No.
Okay, come closer and tell the people.
You're on the live.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
You're
one more
looking
Africa
my
shirt.
best,
Then. Okay, hold on. Let me remove the.
Not looking my best.
Okay,
Can you put me out there like that?
come and sit now so they can see you.
Huh?
Y'all say hi to Build Africa Now in the building. Hi, babe.
I mean, man, you have a lot of answers. So what was the question?
So the question was, uh, do we think that the diaspora? Okay, do you think that the Gambia has gotten expensive because more diaspora people from the diaspora have relocated to the Gambia?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think everywhere in Africa has gotten expensive.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, but I think more so the Gambia is because we're not producing anything, and every time you have to rely on something, you have to import it. It's naturally going to make the cost of living go up. Um, Talk about the basics, food. We're not growing any food. Um, the place is flooded with supermarkets. There's an over reliance on diaspora Gambians, remittance and things like that. And then number one, income GDP here is tourism.
Okay.
So everything has to be coming from outside. So yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with diaspora coming in at
Okay.
all. Gambia hasn't even gotten to that, and we're not even getting the quality of people that can come in and actually run up the cost. You know what I mean? Because you look like a place like in Ghana, you have
The
really high
doctors,
end
the
diaspora, African Americans going in, the doctors, the lawyers, the investors, they're going in and they're investing a lot of money in really, really high end, investments. That's not happening here. So I don't think the diaspora impact is that high
you're
to
right though.
take the cost of living
That's a
up.
good point because I don't know how many people from the diaspora actually own the supermarket, own the gas
Yeah,
station,
no.
own yeah.
A lot of the people that are coming here are people that are really, they're not opening big businesses. They're just they're coming here to take a break, to survive, to figure out their lives. You know what I mean? Gambia still hasn't gotten that to that place where Ghana is, where you are bringing in a nothing against that. It's just
Where we are.
we don't have that much money coming in. Yeah.
So
But
why
that again is opportunity, right? If I were a high earner in the US, instead of going to Ghana where I'm going to compete with other big pockets, I would consider the Gambia where you have you have the funds and then you don't have that much competition. It's some kind of an advantage.
that makes sense, and there's still a lot to be done.
There's still so much to be done. I mean,
We don't have Uber or any variations of that,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, the app we don't have that. Why don't we have that, babe? Like in Yango or
I don't think you'll find Uber in any country that relies on tourism. You have to think about it because then taxis, that's how they make money. It's from taxis and stuff like that. Like be a taxi driver here is a big deal. So bringing in Uber, you're eliminating
that's a good
a
point.
huge.
That's a good point.
So
That's a good
do
point.
they have Uber in Jamaica? I don't think so. Places like that. All
In
those
Bali, they
beach
did,
places.
but yeah, I don't know about Jamaica. But even if it was that, it's the taxis that were part of an app. I'm just saying, like, if I want to go somewhere to just, I guess people call their taxis. People just have the guy here, and you call, and he
Yeah,
comes.
yeah. Getting
Okay.
a taxi is a major thing because then Uber, who are you serving? What happens when tourist season is over? Who's taking over?
Mm, okay. One of the question was, what can you tell us about the diaspora society in the Gambia? Oh, diaspora society.
There's a huge African American community here. You remember they used to do meetups at
Oh, that's true.
that restaurant.
That Jamaican,
I've been to one of their meetups. It's really nice. I
the
mean,
Jamaican restaurant.
no, not the Jamaican restaurant. The in Bruford.
Ah, the
Cafe.
cafe, Zoe.
The cafe Zola.
Zola,
Cafe.
Zola Cafe.
So
Yeah.
every Saturday they have a diaspora night. Every Saturday night, it's really it's popping. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But what I've noticed here, most of the diaspora, the African American diaspora that I see here are mostly retirees. That's what I've
Ah.
noticed. I'm not seeing a lot of younger demographic moving to the Gambia. It's
Mm.
just my observation.
Mm-hmm.
So the people that are coming here, they're not coming here to start big businesses. They're coming here they
To
retire.
chill, they want to
They're coming here to
rest.
relax and enjoy life. So as much as we enjoy that, I think it's also important for the younger, more energetic, diaspora to come in here and really actually build something. So
Activate.
there's huge opportunity there's huge room for that.
Mm.
Uh,
Wow. Okay, great. Taliba said, hello, my brother.
Hello, Talib. I love this guy, man. We need to meet up, man. We need to meet up.
Oh, you know him from your
We
channel?
haven't met officially, but yeah,
Oh, yeah?
he's very yeah.
Oh, good. Good, good, good. Shout out. Shout out. Modula said, Modula mean, said
Yeah, Modu.
Sanya, Gonjur,
Gonjour.
Gonjor, Tangi, Brufut are definitely the up and coming places. So he gave the plug.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, if you see some of the houses that Gambian diasporas are building out there, oh my God,
It's crazy.
mansion, it's crazy.
Yeah.
From Tangi all the way up. Um, there's a huge need for. I met a guy last night who also moved from Dallas, the Cameroonian guy
Mm-hmm.
that moved from Dallas. We've actually met at the event last night,
Okay.
and he was telling me he has a farm. He's doing a farm over
Okay,
there.
the guy that nobody had ever seen, doesn't usually him.
Yeah,
Okay, he's been here now. He
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
just move. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So he was telling me about the opportunities that are really out there. Like they have to leave because he's at Daf City, and they have to leave Daf City, come all the way out here to buy certain stuff. But their food out there is cheaper actually.
Oh,
From what he
really?
was telling me, like if you want to buy meat
Uh-huh.
and beef and
Yeah, yeah.
vegetables and things like that,
Yes.
it's actually a lot cheaper that way.
Oh,
Eggs is cheaper.
really?
Everything is cheaper that way. Yeah,
Oh, no, then
yeah.
we're
And then he
right.
was telling me that there's a huge demand for pork.
Pork.
So he actually has this company from Guinea-Bissau that wants to use his farm to rear pigs,
Mm.
and then so like there's if you're into agro farming, pigs, huge demand. Surprisingly, in a Muslim country. So, but yeah, they need everything out there: bakeries, supermarkets, everything they need it out there. And there's so many African Americans that live in Taf City. I don't know if you know that.
No, I didn't
A
know.
lot of African Americans invested in Taf City. They bought properties there. A lot of them. That's what he was
Mm.
telling me.
Okay. Okay. That's really good. Very good. What other questions, y'all? While we have Build Africa now here with us, what other questions? Oh, we're talking about
Okay. Yeah, Modi said
Gambia.
Gambia still remains the least expensive place to live in Africa.
in
Yeah,
West Africa specifically.
I agree with it.
So we asked ChatGPT. ChatGPT was like, "Yep." I mean, ChatGPT said there are other places like Guinea and Sierra Leone. I think it said, but
Yeah, but who wants to? You don't want to live out there.
that's what he said. That's what he said. So yes, Gambia for sure.
One thing I'm thinking about when I return back is to teach or encourage the youth to be more entrepreneurial, which hopefully will change the mindset for the better. And this is Rory Curtis. Those are all needed, man.
Mhm.
That's a very good idea. I know there are some organizations here that do mentorship and things like that, but overall the education level is so low that even when you're trying to do the right thing, you just sometimes you can't help to feel like they just don't get it. It gets really frustrating. But yeah, there's a need. There's never enough education here. There's a huge need for education in
Yes.
every aspect of the work.
Yes. I agree. Okay, you answered that already. What do you think of Sierra Leone?
I want to go to Sierra Leone. I've never been.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go to Sierra Leone, but when you look at the number of Sierra Leoneans that are coming here for jobs, 60% of my staff are Sierra Leoneans,
Yeah.
right? There are no jobs in Sierra Leone, and then their currency has been devalued at such a level where you can't really do anything. I mean, I have people here who make $6,000 a month. That's under $200, and they're still able to send some back home to Sierra Leone to take care of their families. So things in Sierra Leone is really they've hit bottom.
Wow.
Now they're up and coming, and I think land is still like extremely cheap there, and things like that. So people
Oh,
are going in and
really?
buying land already. But
Really?
Sierra Leone is not ready for any high level type,
Anything.
investment. Maybe things like agriculture and buying land and things like that. But like some high level stuff, I don't know necessarily. A lot of Sierra Leoneans are here.
Mm-hmm. Is it
Majority of Sierra
safe?
Leoneans are here. And then safety too is an issue. They have a really high crime rate as well.
Mm.
And outside Shalom is really Freetown. Outside of Freetown, I don't know that there's much. But then again, I haven't been. This is just from talking to people.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Did we meet somebody that said they're doing a lot of business in, was it
Yeah, but that,
gold
that guy's
or
into
mining?
mining.
Mining,
Yeah, so
right?
that's the only kind of business you're doing there because it's a very high risk environment. You can't really do a long term investment there. You don't know the politics is not stable.
Mm-hmm.
You might start something before you know it. They have a coup d'état
Ah,
and all of that stuff. That's number one reason why people are moving. That's why Ghana is. That's what makes Ghana what Ghana is.
mm,
That democracy.
mm-hmm.
You're at the very least you're not losing money because of politics. Your investment is safe from a political perspective. It's a
Mm.
big deal.
That's a big deal.
Otherwise, Ivory Coast will actually be the greatest country in West Africa.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because Ivory Coast has a much stronger economy.
Then Ghana, you think?
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. You look at the businesses like
Yeah.
what the city actually generates. Abidjan is
Listen,
really big.
I just know Abidjan is lit.
But the politics scares people.
Okay.
sometimes.
Okay. That's an important point. That's important.
The one thing about the Gambia that you cannot beat is the safety.
I see
That is
that.
that's the one thing. You can lose money, but you're not losing your life over something stupid here.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. And at the end of the day, what's more important, right? So I'd rather stay here and then look for money elsewhere. But Gambia is just you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with Gambia, to be honest.
Wow. What about Abuja or Lagos?
What about Abuja or Lagos?
My Nigeria. What about Abuja?
If you can live in New York, then you can live in Lagos.
But I think Abuja is quiet now, babe.
Abuja is quiet, but Abuja is very um how can I put it? Abuja is nice.
Mm-hmm.
I have a very good friend of mine who lives there. It's far.
Oh,
Just to
it's
leave
far.
Abuja to travel to go anywhere, it's going to be hell. And I think it just depends on what you're looking for,
Mhm.
right? If you're just looking for comfort, you can find comfort anywhere in Africa. To be quite honest with you, there are so many nicer countries,
Yes.
and Kenya, Ethiopia, even Ghana. But you really have to really put in, there are so many things you have to take into consideration. One of the first thing I like is how easy is it for me to get out if I need to get out. That's the first thing. If you live in Abuja, it's gonna be hell.
To get out,
Yeah,
you have to get to Lagos.
because it's so far in the interior. You have to go through Lagos for the most part, and then you know, and it's also expensive, not compared to Lagos, but it's expensive. Um, but I love Abuja. Abuja is really nice. If I were to live in Nigeria, it'd probably be Abuja.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, I can't live in I can't live in Lagos.
Where?
But you go through the same problem. I don't know. A big country like that, they don't have power, no electricity.
I said it to wait. No power.
It really, they can't get it right. For some reason, Nigeria just can't get it right with the politics. They have everything in place. They have the brains. They have everything. They just can't get that whole power thing right.
My Nigerian people that are watching, they're not finding you
I
funny.
love my Nigerians. They will say the same thing. I mean, Nigerians criticize Nigeria more than anyone. They are hard on the country than anybody else. So.
That's true. So, but if you were not in Gambia, where would you be? Where would you move to?
It really depends. It's not. Remember, our first choice was Dakar, and I still love Dakar. So
Okay, so Dakar would be.
Dakar definitely, yeah.
Okay.
Dakar fits everything. It's easy to access. It's easy to
Easier
live and
travel,
go
living
anywhere. If you
actually.
want to go anywhere in Europe, from Dakar you can go anywhere. It's really developed. It's really advanced. It's I mean, there's everything you want is in Dakar.
Just the language barrier for people that don't speak
For
French.
people that don't speak French,
Yeah.
we don't have that problem. But for people that don't speak French, there's obviously going to be a huge language barrier because for some reason Senegalese just a lot of them just don't speak English. For the most part in West Africa, every country, even the French-speaking countries,
They try.
speak some English. Senegalese they don't even try. Even the French, their French is not even it's a Wolof speaking country.
Yeah, so if you speak Wolof, you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fine.
so
You're fine.
like Dakar is beautiful. And Senegal
Dakar
is
is
beautiful.
nice. Yes,
If
Senegal
you
is
leave
nice.
Senegal, you can go to all these other islands around. It's really nice. I love Senegal.
That's true.
Just the whole French thing.
Oyin said that no, we agree.
Eh?
Oyin, she said that yes, we agree.
Oh yeah, okay.
She agreed on Aja.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, very true. I heard good things about Dakar. Dakar is beautiful. Dakar is a beautiful
Dakar
city.
is nice. Let me not
It's
lie.
expensive. That's the only thing.
Yeah,
It's
that's
really
true.
expensive.
That's true.
And like I said, it's and then there's not enough space. I like space.
That's true.
I
They
think we
build
brought
up.
that American mentality here.
Yeah.
We would like to have a huge backyard, and
Mhm.
you're not gonna get that in Dakar because everything goes up.
Yeah.
They're building everything. Everything is going up, so you're not gonna have like huge mansions or anything unless you go out of Dakar.
Yeah.
Like Sali
Yeah.
and places like that, which is an
Which
hour
a lot of
away.
people.
That's what most people do. They go to Sali, get their big houses, and then they would commute to Dakar, and then the traffic in Dakar is
Oh,
hell. That is the one thing you don't like. The traffic.
woo!
Yeah, the traffic is horrible.
It's not your friend.
So if you're driving early in the morning and you have long commutes,
It's hard.
it's hell. But other than that, Dakar,
It's a vibe. Dakar versus Ghana. Where would you
Dakar
go?
versus Accra.
Yeah.
I like Accra because culturally we are more aligned.
Okay.
You know, as West Africans, the cultures are not the same.
Okay.
So as Cameroonians, we're more aligned with how Ghanaians act and do things and things like
Yeah,
that.
okay.
So that's what makes Ghana a vibe in general. But I'm telling you, man, Dakar is nice.
Okay, Dakar versus Abidjan because it's same French, right? They both speak French. Although
But
culturally too, still.
Abidjan is Cameroonian. They're Cameroonians and they're Ghanaians mixed. You mix Cameroon and
That's true.
Ghana, you get Ivorians.
That's true.
It's still the
It's
same
closer
thing.
to Cameroon. Well,
Yeah, Senegalese are not as open. They don't have that openness that you find in Abidjan.
Yeah.
Abidjan, you go there, the next day someone is inviting you to their home, they're giving you food.
They can party.
Senegalese are a little bit more suspicious.
Yeah.
They're not, they don't really open up as much. You will not see a non-Senegalese living in Ghana with a bunch of Senegalese friends. Like it's really rare.
Yeah.
I
Or a
don't
bunch
think
of
it's
Ghanaian friends. You will not see.
like if you know a Cameroonian living in Senegal, are they hanging out with a bunch of Senegalese friends? It's rare.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so maybe part of it too is because you can't really communicate with them. If you don't
Maybe.
speak French, you don't speak Wolof, then how are you communicating?
That's true.
You have to deal with only Senegalese that speak English and
That's true.
things like that. So it's not just about how nice the place is. Can you live? Is it livable? Can you enjoy living there?
Mm-hmm.
So for now, I love Dakar for the weekend.
Mhm.
Gambia is it.
But we've not partied in Dakar, though. Babe. Have you been to the club in Dakar?
I have.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Suleiman says Dakar is very expensive. Yes, sir. Dakar
Is it more
very
expensive than Accra?
It's probably neck to neck.
The cousins.
Real estate in Dakar?
Oh, really? Yeah.
What?
Oh, wow. I think he said Addis. Addis
Yeah,
Ababa.
Addis. Yeah. Addis is high level.
Oh, really,
Addis
yeah?
is next level.
Oh, really?
Addis is like the California
Oh, wow.
of the continent.
Mm.
They're very, very advanced, very developed, very organized. Addis is more in the Kigali
Okay, level
Like
in
they set the bar
organization.
really high when we want to talk about developed Africa.
Oh,
You talk
wow.
about Addis Ababa, you talk about Kigali.
Mm.
The
That's
bar
next
is
level.
really high. Yes.
Okay. Wow.
I mean, and then of course, all of those things will come with a price tag.
Ah.
So I really think that if you're relocating, if you're moving and coming back home, you really have to look at where you are, and the most important thing is where you are financially, and what kind of life are you really looking to live. If you're coming to start something and build up and hustle, kind of like we did, then I think a much slower environment with you don't have like huge capital, you know what I mean? Then Gambia is really a great option, right?
Mhm.
Lower end entry point, and there's higher possibilities, and there's so much to do without worrying about too much competition.
Mhm.
But if you're going to live in a place like Addis, you have $1 million sitting in the bank, then by all means,
Invite us.
there's
We'll
no
come
reason
and
for you to
visit.
come here.
Yeah.
Right? If you really want that kind of lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
So Addis and Kigali and
South Africa. People want to go.
Yeah, South Africa. A lot of African Americans moving to South Africa.
Okay.
Cape Town.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But you really have to really look at where you are and what you're trying to accomplish. Maybe in a 10-year plan, what's the goal? Because you could start in one city and then you
That's
start in one
true.
country and end somewhere else.
That's true.
My plan was not to really live it out in Gambia forever. Gambia was supposed to be soft landing for us, and then we get our feet. Once we cut off from the US as far as the work and career and all of those things, and we figure ourselves out here financially, and then we can now explore other things. Now we have our son going off to college. We have two more. Get all those things sorted, and then find another country where you can that really fits the kind of lifestyle you want to live. So it's really important to really assess where you are. Yeah. Addis brought in a lot of money with Ethiopian Airlines. Yes, they have Ethiopian Airlines, and then obviously Askai, which is a subsidiary of Ethiopian Airlines
Is
as
it?
well. Yes, Ethiopian Airlines actually owns Askai.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
I did not know that.
So when it comes to airlines, you have Ethiopian, and then
I mean, you've basically taken
and then
almost all
Maroc,
the. That's
Maroc.
true. That's true.
So they
Maroc.
pretty much run Africa here.
Wow.
All right. Anything else?
Aw,
Hope that helped.
that was very helpful, babe. Thank you. I know I'm going to wrap it up too. Thank you, Mr. Bill Africa Now, for gracing us with your presence. We appreciate you. Thank you. Guys, I'm going to hop off as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And I'll see you all next week.